Hello. Hi, Ixie. Can you hear me? Everything good? Gonna try to do the sound alert test, see if it works.
Caution.
All right. Did you hear anything for that? It needs to be 20% louder. I don't know if I can make it louder. Um, so I've got it at max. Oh wait, I can adjust it in Streamlabs. That's right. All right, let's try it again.
Caution.
It is gonna sound a little weird because it is a caution sound from an F-16. I haven't fixed the other alerts yet because I doubt I'll ever, or I don't think I'm going to need them until a while. But I've got other plans for other sounds like the warning sound for subscribers and such. All right, so we're going to do a quick test mission to make sure my controls are all set up before everything, or before I try to drop into a mission and find that something isn't working at all. Yeah, I've had it before where sometimes it's like, oh no, you want your rudder to be reversed, right? Let me see what's in front of me. Okay, I got a good takeoff run. So I did a whole bunch of practice after the failures of the last stream, and I found a couple things out with why. Hi, Phantom. Today, right now, I'm playing a quick test mission to make sure all my controls are set up. I don't play on any servers because playing on a server is really hard. Most of them are really hardcore, and the not hardcore ones are typically not populated that well. But I'm doing a test mission to make sure controls are good, and then I'll be doing some Pat Wilkerson's campaign generator. Alright, so after last stream, I had trouble taking off in the MiG with a really short takeoff run on a field runway. I found the root causes of that. First was we had like an absurd 10 meter per second crosswind, which is not good for tail draggers. The second was I needed to use a little bit of flaps to take off, so I'm going to do 50% flaps for takeoff. Oh, and other people suggested not using 100% engine mixture because then you don't have quite as much engine torque to deal with. So we'll get the nose down. And then we'll hit about 150 kilometers, and in this configuration we should be able to lift off, which we are. I'll get the landing gear up. Alright, so all the controls look good. So I'll just exit this mission. Then I'm going to get Pat Wilkerson's campaign generator up. All right, so we've got Pat Wilkerson's campaign generator up, and I gotta wait for that to appear. We'll go into our campaign. We'll go to a mission. Request a mission. I've got a test mission that I'd made, so I'm just gonna overwrite that. We've got a close air patrol over troops. Engage any enemy aircraft you encounter. All right. And then attack targets of opportunity on the ground. Let's take a look at the map, see how big this run is going to be. This is going to be a fairly quick and short patrol. So I think we will accept this mission. Go to waypoints. Altitude in meter. It's getting this is gonna suck because it wants us doing a low air patrol. The MiG-3 handles best above like 2,500 to 3,000 meters, but we'll take it anyway. We'll see what happens, and if I'm the lead pilot, these bozos have to follow me, so it's gonna be their problem to keep up. This is a close air patrol over troops, so hopefully we'll encounter some enemy aircraft. I don't know if we will or not. We'll accept the mission, generating the mission file. And I just realized my other computer is not muted, so it's playing my stream audio. Let me fix that. Okay. All right, the mission should be up now. So we'll go back to IL2. We'll just go to missions, Pat Wilkerson's campaign generator, and then we've got a troll here. Yep, that looks like it matches, and we'll start. You know, I am not exactly great at air combat, so don't exactly do as I say. All right, so we're going to go to the paint scheme, custom. I'm going to pick my Kotobuki custom skin that I've made. Because I am so bad at gunnery, I always take the BK machine gun pods and the BS 12.7 machine guns. I like these because I can use the nose-mounted BS at longer range and then the BKs at closer range, and they're on different triggers. And then we will. I need to drop the fuel down. And most of these aircraft have enough fuel to take them. Like, I think the MiG-3 is supposed to go over 1,000 kilometers, and we're not going to be going anywhere near that. So I just go with about 50% most of these missions, and I've never run out on 50% in anything but the I-16. I came close to running out one time. I also proceeded to immediately forget what I was supposed to check on this mission, which was that. It looks like we are taking off into, let me just double check with some of these camera views. Okay, it looks like we are taking off into the wind this time. I've had trouble with this taking off in a crosswind before. Yeah, the 202 looks a lot like a MiG, and I've made that mistake a couple times, IDing them, and I've seen them in these missions a few times as well. Alright, so I'm just gonna open the oil radiator to about 25%, flap limiters down to about 50%. Alright. Then I will check the propeller RPM and the mixtures at 50%. So I am the flight leader. That means these two bozos behind me here have to follow me. Versus if I was not the flight leader, I'd have to follow them if I wanted support. Oh, and before I take off, I'm going to set my joystick. My joystick is an X52 Pro. Actually, I have to change something really quick because a button on my joystick got changed around. The X52 has a clutch button that I use for braking, and sometimes the stick decides that it wants to rebind that to the clutch button again. So I just have to go back and disable that really quick so I can take off. It would really suck if I got on the ground and then suddenly the clutch button didn't work. Okay. Now our brake button is working. It's good. So we'll hit the brakes and we'll power up. I did make a mistake on the finished pilot server. That stream thankfully was not archived, but I wanted to play around a bit with the P51 on, I think it was the finished server, when it was empty, and I held the brakes and powered up for takeoff, and the plane just nosedived into the ground immediately. Alright, we're at 150, we can pull up. Let's get the gear up. I'll turn the landing lights off. Oh, the stream window's messed up. What? Let me pause and I'll Alt-Tab and see if that fixes it. Yeah, the chat position isn't that great for... I've got it. I gotta work on figuring some... Oh! Okay. I was distracted looking at OBS when that happened. This is what I get for not actually trimming on takeoff. Because the MiG defaults to like a 50% down trim. Gonna double check our setup. That looks good. We'll start the mission over again. So as usual, oil radiators open, flap limiter down. And this, hopefully I'll take off a bit faster this time because I don't have to fix that control. I'll switch the pitch trimmer to about 20% up. Get the nose down. We're at 150 kilometers and we'll pull up. Bring up the landing gear. And then I want to make sure I am above 200 before I try to retract the flaps, because I could try to gradually retract the flaps, but the MiG-3 does not like that. If you look in this position, as soon as I start to retract the flaps, they just completely pull up. Which has caused me multiple crashes. This is Kiri from the magnificent Kotobuki. Okay, let's get to our flight objective point. Yeah, so Kiri from Kotobuki flies a Ki-43 that has this similar livery. So it's got the same tail symbol and then these wing symbols. Yeah, you have to go into Photoshop or GIMP to customize the plane skins, but it shows up only locally too. I've got a P39 Air Cobra that has a bright orange skin to be obnoxious. Let's get the canopy closed. We are getting some turbulence that's throwing our aircraft all over the place. Ah, shoot. I just remembered there was a desktop utility I saw just yesterday that added dials, so you could put your dials up on a different window, which is really helpful because, like, if I want to specifically try to read some of these dials, I have to go down and shove my face into the monitor like that, which isn't very convenient. Oh, let me turn off engine boost so my engine doesn't spontaneously explode. And we'll bank towards the next objective marker. Yeah, you have to actually edit the textures, but the devs, what's nice about it is the devs basically give you a Photoshop/GIMP file that has all the layers in it. So you just go into one layer and you make your paints, and then it applies everything properly. So like that fuel cap you see there, that still applies over your paint. I have to update this one at some point because they updated all the textures for all the aircraft to 4K instead of just 2K. So I can get double the resolution on this. But also, trying to do camouflage paints like this is a bit of a pain because there's all the sections and you have to make sure it blends together well. I've got a yak skin that is pretty poorly done, so it's just got a bunch of straight lines that break off with the paint. Alright, and then we got a bank towards our next mark. I'm sitting up at just shy of 2,000 meters, which is higher than we're supposed to be, but I think I'd rather be a little high for that energy advantage. If we were, say, if we were doing air cover for aircraft, I'd probably want to be up higher. And then I will use our cheat advantage here, the radar that magically tells you where things are. I'll just sweep with the map every few minutes to see if there's any enemies to go after. And I'll see our allies back there. Yeah, there's one guy at least back there. There's both of them. The MiG-3 I feel is a really underrated aircraft in this game. It definitely has its drawbacks. Its ground handling is absolutely awful. I've done more ground loops in this thing than I can count. Ground loop being when you start spinning around while trying to land because you applied brakes. And the MiG is not an easy aircraft to handle on the ground at all. It also, in low altitude, has a bit of a tendency to spontaneously stall, which I really haven't run into that too bad, but I don't tend to pull it too hard at low altitudes. But what makes it underrated is that you've actually got a really good view behind you in this aircraft, which is uncommon to the other Soviet aircraft until you get to bubble canopy fighters like the LA-5. But the LA-5, man, that's just a beast. It's got such a hefty engine on it and tons of power behind it. I have also considered trying to, why not play the LA-5? So I'm not playing the LA-5 right now because I would like to do a series here of, well, yeah, I'd kind of like to do a series where I follow through with one pilot on the Eastern Front, and I'll upgrade aircraft as they become available. So right now, my option was between, for fighters, it was between an I-16 and the MiG-3. The I-16 is a monoplane without a canopy, and it also doesn't have trimming flaps that you can adjust. It has trimming tabs that get bent by the ground crew, which is, I think, hilarious. Until you fly it, because then you can't trim it for landing, and kind of a pain to land, but is also some ways easier. You have to give it constant control input while landing so you don't nosedive or anything. But it does handle fairly nice because it's got a very light wing loading. It's actually got one of the lightest wing loadings in the game. I made a big, huge comparison Google spreadsheet for this game at one point. It's on the IL2 forums. Anybody who's serious about the game has probably seen it. But one of the fields I compared was wing loading for all the aircraft. And of the fighters, the I-16 is the lightest, so it turns on a dime. The other reason why I don't particularly use the LA5 a lot is because the times I have taken it out, I ran out of ammo really quick because my gunnery is really, really bad. So gunnery in this game, the way it works is it's realistic. There's no lead pips set up in this. I think lead pips are an option, but I decided to not go with them because it's not going to help me when I try to play servers. But to make a guns hit, you have to be in the same plane of movement as your target, and then you also have to make an angle off call. A lead pip is like what games such as War Thunder add, which tell you where you need to aim your guns to hit a target for lead. So this doesn't have that. I think it is an option, but I have it off. But to make a guns hit, you have to be in the same plane of motion as your target, and then you have to make an angle off call, which is just the angle of the target relative to yours. Yeah, it's angle off calls are also used in like torpedo hits with naval environments. So you make an angle off call, and I've actually got above my desk a chart of angle off for the BF-109, which is having that and staring at it on a daily basis makes you a bit better at guessing what the angle is. But then you come to your gun sight and you say, hey, it's like a 20-degree angle off, and you put the 20-degree mark on the target, and then you shoot. And it works pretty well most of the time, because target velocity tends to not matter, because your velocity and the target's velocity are pretty close. And it's kind of crazy how well that works. The American fighters have an even bigger advantage with this because they've got a gyroscopic gun sight, which just means you put a lag pip, which instead of having a pip in front of the target that you put your guns on, you've got a pip that draws back from your reticle, and that's where your guns are going to hit. So you put the lag pip on the target and you shoot and you hit, and it's crazy. Oh boy, look at all these fighters we're seeing. Actually, I hope those are bombers. They are off over here. I wonder if they're high or low. Also, trying to stream on a hardcore server or something would really suck because you have to have spatial awareness. Like, you have to be able to look everywhere and see these tiny dots. Yeah, convergence is also important for guns hits, although it is a bit less important if your gun setup is in the nose. So like a P-38 has a lot better chance hitting things farther away. And then this aircraft, I have a good chance of hitting things with my nose guns, but I have to be more on with convergence with my gun pods. There's a whole beehive of things. I wonder what the hell they are. I don't see landing gear, so they're not Ju-87s, which I was really hoping they were, because they'd be a turkey shoot. Alright, looks like we're engaging these. Let me put my joystick into armed mode before I forget and try to line up a gunshot and can't shoot. Alright, are these E-Series BF-109s with the square wings, or are they F-Series? Alright, they're F series. So they're the fighter ones. They're actually not gonna turn quite as well as we will, I don't think. So let's pick this guy. We'll try to get up on him. Unfortunately, because we started at a low altitude, we're trying to climb up to meet him. I don't think anybody's on our tail at the moment. They're diving a bit. We're pulling a 2G turn. I'm really glad they added the G indicator to this game because sometimes it wasn't easy to tell just how hard you were actually pulling. I think it might be more prudent to break off at this point because this is not a fight we're gonna win. I've got yes, you can actually black out in this game, and the longer you fly and the higher the G's you pull, the more easy it will become for your pilot to black out. Okay, so 2 BF-109s broke off and are going after our MiG-3 friend here, so let's try to... I am not actually... I know the basic theories of BFM, but I do not actually know when to apply various parts of it. So let's see if we can't get on one of these guys. So I don't know like what maneuver is the best to try to pull in this situation. Let's turn off our boosted mode, try to save that timer. There are engine timers in this game for boosted modes, so you're only allowed to use them for so long, and then your engine has a random chance to just destroy itself after that. Alright, so he is flying up. Let's try to roll down a bit and try to cut across his turn circle. We can pull hard. I don't think we're going to outturn them because of how low we are in altitude. So we're really not in a great spot. But I see... oh, that's more enemy aircraft. So let's just try to break off. We might have a little bit of a speed advantage. Let's close our water radiator a bit. That'll give us a lot more speed. Got to adjust our trim on our aircraft. Check behind us. I don't see anything. Holy shit! He almost hit us. That is a frack load of aircraft. I think this group might be twin-engine bombers, I think? If I'm looking right. So maybe we'll try to engage them. Let's turn off boosted mode for now because no one's chasing us. Okay, well they're not... I don't think they are twin-engine bombers, but they are ground attack aircraft, which means their configuration might... they might be the, what, E2s? BF-109Es. Let's look for square wings. I don't see it. I don't know, it's really hard to tell. They look like they've got 2 engines. That's an MC-202, so that's an Italian fighter. I'm gonna just kind of hope he doesn't try to shoot me, but I think he's coming around for an attack. Yeah, alright, so yeah, we've got a pair of E2s up in front. Let's see if we can't engage them. Hey, thanks for the follow, Phantom. I hope that sound alert worked properly. I'm still not entirely sure. Alright, we're gonna try to pull a little bit behind them. I think we're gonna be coming in a bit too fast on them to get a good shot, but we'll see. Oh no, these are twin-engine fighters. So then they're BF-110s, aren't they? Okay. Let's turn on boosted mode, try to catch up. I think they're gonna outspeed us otherwise at 0.41 kilometers. I think I can possibly hit him. Now for German aircraft, I've got somebody shooting on me, don't I? Yeah. So let's break off and try to juke. I'm in a really awful position now. Yeah, let's just completely try to disengage. I don't think we're gonna get any good kills here without dying. Did we lose him? We got one coming from the side. Let's turn into him, into his attack. We'll make it so that he has to take a higher lead angle shot on us if he wants to. So let's try to pull up and gain a bit of altitude while we're doing this. Now let's do a reversal. We'll pull down, which lets us pull harder and pull onto him. I'm saying my thoughts of what I'm trying to do here, but none of that actually means I know what I'm doing, as I said before. Let's try to pull up for a bit of lag pursuit. Let's try to get some more turn space. I don't think we're going to catch up to him. I really can't use too much boosted mode at the moment. Let me check my orientation quick. I think I'm going to dive down and try to break off again. But he's going to have the energy advantage and I have to go under him. I think he's leaving us alone, but we got an MC-202 still behind us. I think we can kind of outrun the 202. And we've also got a friendly airfield here, which can help with some of our defense. Or it might kill us because the flak is not great. Oh yeah, Ixie, if you didn't know, this game also has a tank module. It's a lot of fun to play with friends, but I don't have any friends who own this game. He's going to come straight at us. We don't want to try to take a shot because then we'll hit him. And we'll check our map again. We still have, we got a pair on us now. But I think we still got 2 kilometers. We can just try to get to our base now. We're going to be a coward, but cowards live longer, as they say. I would like another mission that's nice and juicy with a whole bunch of Ju-87s without fighter escort. I ran a test mission in this campaign before I started trying to stream it, and there was a group of like 5 Ju-87s that just had no fighter escort, and I got to shoot down a couple of them. Alright, so I think one of those MC-202s is breaking off. We got a BF-109 now breaking off. You can get AI crew for the tank, or you can get a whole bunch of people to crew the tank. Okay, things have left us alone. Let's check our fuel. Our fuel, we still got a good amount. So we can try to engage something now that we've got some better options of what to engage. I don't know if we'll actually catch up with anything though. So let's do a bit of, let's drop propeller RPM to say 70% and let's do a climb. Dropping propeller RPM is supposed to help you climb a bit better. And and we'll use a bit of boosted mode to try to gain us some altitude. We've got some friendly fighters moving in front of us. That will help us a bit. I've got a strong crosswind that's trying to roll me, so I gotta put some rudder input in. Let me retrim my aircraft. Alright, let's get our engine mixture back down, propeller RPMs back up, so we can get speed. Now let's look for a target. We've got an enemy aircraft somewhere over here. Alright, we can see the marker for it. He's trailing a trio of other fighters. Well, other aircraft. I don't know what these are. It's an MC-202 following a trio of IL-2s. The fighter this game is named after, attacker that this game is named after. Try to dive down onto his tail. I'm going to add some engine boost to try to catch up faster because he's starting to shoot at those IL-2s. We want to take him out before he can take our IL-2s out. The other thing that is pretty difficult with the MiG is that it is a very unstable-ish aircraft. It has a tendency to jerk around on even moderate turbulence. And its rudder is very sensitive as well. Alright, we're getting this shot set up. Come on. We got a hit. He's leaking something. We'll try to create some more space. Pull out behind him. See if he'll go down. If not, we'll come in for another hit. Get our engine boost back up to catch up with him and hope our friendly flak isn't going to hit us. Please, guys, stop shooting at me. Alright, we're approaching him. My gun convergence is set to 2,500 meters. Or 250 meters. Alright, we got him. That went up pretty easily. I'm pretty used to the BF-109s that you have to shoot a whole bunch before they even think about going down. Alright, we got another straggler. Let's try to intercept him. I have no clue what my wingmates are even doing at this point, because they just kind of went rogue. Alright, so that aircraft we're trying to intercept should be somewhere over here. God, my screen is dirty. I keep seeing dirt marks on this screen and I go, oh, that's the fighter, but no, it isn't. Oh, let me turn off boosted mode before that engine timer kicks our butt. Let's look out for that fighter. Is that him? I think that was him. That or it was a flak burst, but that gives us an idea of where he is. Oh, we can see him now with a marker popping up. Alright, so let's get our nose in front of him. I'm always using too much rudder in this aircraft because of how sensitive that rudder is. Yeah, that's part of the fun of it, is there's, in some ways it's, the way that it's complicated, I don't feel like my very sluggish reaction times are killing me. I mean, certainly they don't help, but there's a lot more positioning and planning that you have to do that helps you get everything set up and gets a kill. Alright, so we're closing on him. I'm going to use a bit more boost mode to catch up. Yeah, sometimes I've got games I like to play when I feel like thinking, and I've got games I like to play when I don't feel like thinking. So if I don't feel like thinking, I like to just play some Halo because you just kind of mindlessly go through that. But if I really want to play something and be engaged, something like this is pretty fun because there's always things that you've got to consider, and there's a lot to learn. As I said before, if I played German fighters, everything would be a lot simpler because it's just all engine computers managing everything for you. Same thing with some of the later American fighters. We've got a bunch of turbulence again. And weather is another factor that usually you don't have to worry about in most servers, but I kind of like Pat Wilkerson's campaign generator because it randomizes weather and does weather that's appropriate for the season and the theater you're in. Oh, I need to turn off that engine boost before my engine explodes. And we're just slowly pulling up on this guy. Got like a, what, 100 meters per second velocity on him. So I'll try to trade some of my speed for altitude while I can. Hope I don't overshoot him, and I'll reduce the throttle a bit. Something funny that I heard about, but I've never seen myself, is that your gun sight can actually get shot out in this game, which is really neat. But also, of course, it's kind of rare because you got to get bullets hitting just right and not killing you to actually see your gun sight get shot out. Oh, he knows I'm here now, and he's pulling. Let's try to give chase. I think I'm going to have to go for a higher altitude. Let's get boosted mode back on to help us with this turn. Now let's roll down, and we can pull harder while we're pulling down. And we'll try to give chase to him. I should really check my temps. My temps are good. Turn off boosted mode again. We'll try to go for a gunshot. This is a high angle, so I can't really shoot right now. Let's try to stick with him. Throttle down a bit. Stick in lag pursuit. Switch to direct pursuit. He rolled. Stay in lag pursuit. Try to create a bit of space. And let's switch to lead pursuit now. Try to get closer to him. Lead pursuit, lag pursuit is about how your lift vector is on the enemy. So if your lift vector is behind them, you're in lag pursuit. If it's in front of them, you're in lead pursuit. If you're in lead pursuit, you're getting close. You're likely to get closer to them. If you're in lag pursuit, you're likely to get further away. Oh, now we're in a scissors. So he's trying to force me to overshoot. I can try to roll. I think I've got more energy than him, so I can win a rolling scissors. But I can't really pull too hard at the bottom. I'm gonna need an engine boost to help me with this. How much do you need to look out for not shooting all your ammo? You just gotta be careful about it. Okay, we broke off to like a circle fight, which is gonna be a disadvantage for me. Let's try to go up high. we're going to be coming straight at him when we come out of this loop. I think we can maybe break off to the right. Now I'm wishing I remembered what I learned about turn circle fights. Alright, thanks for lurking, Ixie. Where did he go? He's behind us. We're just going to keep doing this, but if he is going to fly past us, we can just break off, because he'll take a while to turn and we'll have more than enough space. I've been in this course of dogfighting, I got over enemy territory, so let's try to get back over friendly territory before I get shot down and get captured. Alright, so we are a good distance away from him. When we're gaining distance still. He might catch up. That's going to depend on how it's going to depend on how long our engine boost decides to hold out for. So I haven't been timing how much I've been using it. But this is one of the nice things about the MiG-3, because you can actually outrun the MC-202s. You can't entirely outrun the 109s, but you can certainly keep them at a distance for a while. So tactics like breaking off in this method do work. In a Yak, it's not quite as easy. If you're in a whatchamacallit, an LA-5, it is fairly easy because the LA-5 can clobber things with its power. Alright, we're low on fuel. We spent a bit too much time using way too much fuel in a dogfight. Less than 10 minutes at normal engine mode. So let's turn off our boosted mode. We're still putting some distance between us. We're heading back towards our airfield. We'll see if we can actually land with that 202 on our tail. Steady luck, the AA guns will take him out. Maybe do a bit of the work for us. Let me fix the trim on this aircraft because it wants to pull down. It wants to roll because of our crosswind. It's 2.6 kilometers away now, but he's still putting up the pursuit. I think since I don't know what direction the wind is going, I want to overfly our airfield and try to get a look at the windsock before I attempt a landing. I really should have paid attention to how strong the crosswind was, because if it was, let's say, 2 meters per second, I probably just wouldn't care about it. Although actually I know where the crosswind is. It's off my left right now a bit. So I think that landing approach they've set us on is a good option. So I'm going to have to come in from the other side of this airfield. I'm going to let my aircraft climb a bit because it would be nice to have a little bit more altitude to work with for landing. And then this is going to give me a few more options of what to do if that MC-202 decides to still engage me. I think the better idea might have been to try to go to this airfield that has a couple friendly aircraft around it. But hindsight is 20/20, as they say. Let me grab a drink real quick while we have a second. Pulling down now, so let's adjust our trim. We can see our airfield, we can see our windsock is, yeah, pointing the same direction I expected. So we're gonna have to come around from about that heading. Yep. And this MC-202 is not going to give up on its chase, but our distance in front of him is pretty good, so our AA guns are going to have clear shots on him if they decide to actually open up. Please, please, guns, open up on him. Alright, one AA gun's opened up on him. Let's try to turn and fight him, because at least if I get shot down here, I'm not captured. I'm gonna try to reduce throttle and... reduce throttle, let's try to keep our energy. Let's try to pull up and turn towards him. Hey, he got shot down. Alright, let's go back and get some space so we can actually come in for a landing. We're pulling really hard right now to keep this aircraft pitching up. So I need to fix that. Let's trim our aircraft up a bit more. I'm gonna reduce throttle. I should have reduced throttle earlier, but I didn't. So I'm gonna be a bit fast. Let's turn towards the airfield, and when we get on the correct heading, or roughly the correct heading since it's not an actual runway, I'll drop the landing gear. Hey, we see their pilot parachuting down. Alright, we're close, so let's drop the landing gear, turn on the landing lights, and let's drop the flaps. The flaps won't deploy until I release my finger from the flaps button. I hate the flaps in this thing. Gonna reduce my throttle quite a bit. Our flaps are at right position, so we're going to let them deploy. I've got the throttle at idle at the moment. I'm going to try to just adjust the pitch trim. We've got some turbulence, so we're getting thrown all over the place, but I think we should still have a fine time landing. Just trim the aircraft out for landing. I hate this airfield setup because there's a whole bunch of shit in this big landing area. Alright, let's start to flare. My engine is at idle. We actually have a vertical speed indicator, so I'm going to pull back to try to get our vertical speed down so we have a nice gentle touchdown. We bounced. I always bounce in this aircraft. But keeping it together here. It really wants to pull to the right, and then it wants to pull to the left. So you need more rudder input, enough rudder input that it causes the tail wheel to get free. All right. We can finish this mission. Now we'll go back into Pat Wilkerson's campaign generator. Let me bring that up for you to see. There you go. So we'll go mission, we'll go finish. Finished. Oh, I need to actually finish the mission out. Okay. Combat report. Continue with claims. Air-to-air claims. I am going to claim 2 victories for 2 MC-202s because we shot one down, but we also brought the other one around to get shot down. We'll see if it'll give us both those claims. Probably not. Yeah. And we'll start the debrief. So a MiG-3 crashed. Another MiG-3 crashed. MC-202 was brought down by an AA gun. C-202 was brought down by an AA gun. Brief completed. They denied both my claims, but I shot one of those down for sure. That's lame. And both of our dumb comrades got themselves shot down. So pilots lost. Oh well. One of these guys brought down BF-109. We lost a MiG-3. And finished. That's rude that I didn't get that one claim. But we'll do another mission. And we can scrub mission and we can do another mission until we get one that we want. But most of these are going to be close air patrols, I think, at this point. All right, so now they're sending us further over. Go to waypoints. They're going to have us flying low again, which is going to suck. Next, pilots. We're pretty down on pilots, and we're down 1 aircraft. So we'll accept this mission. It's going to be basically the same as what we did before. All right, missions generated. We can go to this again. I think we have to go out, come back in. All right, so we've got another low altitude cap. I think that is that the right mission? Five ten 1941. 510 1941. All right, let's start. My window is messed up again, so let me tab back into the game. There we go. Nope. Now I think it's fixed. All right, so our intercept patrol just kind of got moved over. So this is going to be a more dangerous mission because we're primarily outside of our front lines. I think this time, having learned from our last mission, I will leave the fuel at 100%. We'll take our custom skin again, and we will launch. So it is, what, sunrise right now? 8 a.m. or 8 p.m.? I've got no clue. Wait, is the sun rising in the east or the west? It's rising, it's towards the east, so it's rising. That sounds right. We are taking off in the wrong direction, of course. Look at that windsock. Well, I guess a tailwind isn't the worst thing to try to take off into. Crosswind's much worse. And I think we'll get airborne with no problem this time. Let's give it a shot. So we'll get the flaps down. We'll drop I'll open our oil radiator so I don't have to worry about that later. Instrument lights on. Color RPM set. And I will trim us about 20% up. We'll start applying the throttle while braking. And our needles start moving, so let's try to get the nose down. Oh, we are bucking around. This is not going to be a smooth takeoff. But we're at 150, so let's pull up. Gonna do emergency power. Get the landing gear up. Yeah, we were taking off with quite a bit of a crosswind. I'm using a lot of left pedal to keep us straight right now. With the canopy closed, I'll get the flaps retracted. Actually, I should have checked my airspeed before I did that, but we were above 200, so we're good. And let's start flying our patrol route. Oh yeah, let's turn boosted mode off. Oh, I'm not the lead pilot, but I'm just gonna go rogue, and I don't really care, because last time my allies went rogue anyway. You gotta be careful about not trimming the aircraft while I'm in the map, or I can use auto level. I'm gonna throw auto level on while I check the map. Alright, so I think I'm just going to do a dumb, and I'm going to pull left here, and I'm just going to fly straight to our patrol area. So flying with wingmen in this game is kind of a pain and kind of difficult, but also flying and fighting without them is also like an impossibility because numbers advantage. but if I don't fly with them, I get to have an altitude advantage, which I'm going to make use of. So we'll try to climb at, let's say, 300 kilometers an hour. I'm going to trim my aircraft just right for that. We're getting, again, a lot of turbulence in this mission. Something I'm really excited about for IL-2 is the other day the devs just posted their new technology for rendering the sky, and it looked really good, so I can't wait for them to have that in the game, because the sky already looks pretty darn good in this, but if they're going to make it look even better, that's going to look awesome. Alright, so we're almost at 2,000 meters. Just keep flying up. You have to keep countering this roll from these crosswinds. And I've got a little bit of left pedal because the wind's coming off of our left, I think. I hope my aircraft stays stable while I take another drink. Our nose is coming down now. I think we're above some of that turbulence. No, we're still in it. But we're approaching the cloud layer. I would like it if the game would give us cloud layer briefings as well, because that could be useful information to know about when planning the mission. Alright, and we're already above 3,000 meters, so we're gonna just hang out here above the clouds. Watch a beautiful sunrise behind us. That sunrise will hopefully give us a bit of an advantage, because enemy planes coming from the west will have to look into the sun to see us. These are AI we're talking about, so I don't know how much that's going to apply, but I think the AI spotting system in this game has been pretty decent so far. We'll see how many kills we can get today. We got a friendly plane in front of us. I'm using my magical, non-existent World War II fighter radar, 1941 fighter radar, that is. Because I do know there were night fighters that had radar, and submarine hunters that had it as well. Now I'm gonna be a little bit more conscious about fuel in this mission, because that last one we used half a fuel tank pretty quick, and I'd like to have the option to engage and disengage a few times in the mission before actually taking out some targets. So I'll bring up a fact about the fuel tank on the MiG. So the MiG only shows you the last 300 liters of fuel. So when your tank's full, that takes a while before that even goes down. They've got fuel ports on the wing. The lags, you can actually see a dial in there, which is really neat. I should get my aircraft trimmed for level flight at this point. And since I've got a vertical speed indicator, which is this dial right in the center of the screen, it makes it a bit easier to do that because I don't have to try to watch the altitude indicator like a hawk. Alright, so we've got some friendly aircrafts low and to our left. We can see them down there, and we can see some tracers. If we weren't using magical radar, trying to spot out enemy aircraft is fairly difficult. One of the best ways to do it is to look out for tracer fire and flak bursts. And we got a whole mess of enemy aircraft up ahead. Let's try to see what they are. I think I can open my canopy right now, maybe stick my head out a bit further. Yeah, we can see them down there. Let's do a lazy turn. Oh, we got a bunch of aircraft up in front of us. They're flying so high, that's pretty odd. I'm going to close my canopy for the minor amount of ballistic protection it might provide. I'm going to try to keep my distance from these guys. Because I don't know what they are yet. I think those three are Stukas. But what is flying above them? Let me get my prop RPM back up to 100%. I forgot I had it down at about 70. I think those three are 109s. They kind of meet the wing profile. So if I try to attack them, that's probably going to be suicide. If they were just 3 unescorted bombers, it wouldn't be too bad. I think one of them sees me and he's breaking off. Yeah, it's a BF-109F4. This is going to be a bad day, isn't it? Guns are armed. He's going to come in for a head-on attack. Holy shit. Okay, so our gun sight just broke. And pilot is hit. I'm going to dive a bit, but I have to throttle down to watch the engine RPMs. And we can see if we'll escape this, but I can't dive too badly. Alright, so several of our indicators are destroyed, and we're going to have a bad day here right now. Fuel tank is hit. I got to be really careful. I'm rolling to the left. We got a big hole in our left wing. I'm using full right stick, and I'm not rolling out of this. Our left aileron is broken, that's why. Our right aileron is barely functioning. I destroyed a BF-109F4. Huh. Well, if we can survive this, we'll call it a good mission. But I've got no gun sight anymore. Our first engine is damaged. That's a bit expected with those hits we took. I was not really expecting them to take so many good front hits on me. So right now, since our left aileron. Oh no, our left aileron is working a bit, but it's got a big hole in it. It wasn't moving much at all before. Maybe it was just compression. But I'm gonna try to push our engine to the limits. Let me turn on auto level for a second so I can just get my map situated, and I'll turn that off again. We've got some nice holes in our cockpit. Let's see if we can't get the canopy open. So our canopy's not doing much for drag for us right now. And this way I can bail out a bit quicker if I need to, and I don't run the risk of the canopy not being able to open. I'm using a whole lot of... Oh god, they're shooting at me again. Damn it. I got a juke. We're now leaking oil onto our canopy. I'm going to try to break off to just this nearest airfield. With any luck, I will make it, but this guy is really persistent on me. Eat this! I don't have a gun sight, but I can still shoot. And I've now got oil on my goggles. So I am having to use a bit of right rudder to counteract my roll without maxing out my stick. Let's see if he's coming around again. I think he is. There is not a whole lot we could do. We can try to turn towards our allied aircraft, see if we'll get them to engage him. If I can use any help I'll take any help I can get right now. He's coming in for another attack. I need to make sure I keep my altitude, but he's hitting us very hard. Holy crap. Hey, fucker, get down here. Alright, let's try to go for this airfield. We'll see if he's turning around again for another attack. I think we might be in the clear. We're leaking all sorts of things. Oh, our water radiator's still wide open. Let's close that a little bit. Let me pause and see if we can't take a nice screenshot of this. Oh, yes. We are absolutely destroyed. Alright, let's get back and continue our struggle to get this aircraft down. Okay, he broke off. So I think I am still gonna try to land at this airfield. I have no clue what the wind direction is. Let's get our throttle down. Our speed is good enough we can drop our landing gear. Let's get our flaps down. We've now got so much oil on our windscreen we can't really see anything out of it. Flaps are deploying. Can't really see the airfield. Our aircraft wants to buck around wildly. I need to apply my throttle. I can't see my instruments now with this oil. This is going to be a really rough landing. Maybe turn off boost mode to save our engine for a bit. No, I'm just going to try to go down right here. This is not going to go well. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm going to have to rerun that mission then. I didn't see that tree coming in because all the oil on the goggles. Yeah, we made a dumb and got too close to a formation of 3 BF-109, so that's how it goes. Alright, so standard takeoff, flaps, radiators, instrument panel lights, brakes, throttle, and here we go. Oh, let me get the trim set. At 150, we could try to pull up. Raise our landing gear. Aircraft's trying to roll to the right because of our wind. And let's get our boosted mode throttle, get our speed up above 200, and then we can release. We can retract our flaps. There we go. Flaps are retracting. Flaps are up. Get our aircraft trimmed. Goes the canopy. Fine. I guess I will fly with our allies this time. Oh, yep. Boost mode. Turn that off. I would really love if the devs add an engine mod for the P40E Kitty Hawk to give it they can just say that it's a late model engine, because that engine is so wimpy and weak and it destroys itself if you throttle too hard. And I love the Kitty Hawk. It's a great aircraft, but the engine management is just too much of a headache in it. I just want to fly some more American aircraft. Although I guess if I really want to fly American aircraft, I can do a mission in the Jug. Maybe we'll switch to that after this mission to switch things up a bit. But I think flying the Jug is going to require me to actually know a bit more about air combat and fly well. Let's try to meet back up with our formation. I should really get better into the habit of trimming my aircraft instead of pulling really hard all the time. They're still beating me out. We're also in a climb, so let's get boosted mode on, and I'll drop the propeller RPM down a little bit, so that should help us climb. I need to use some rudder for the crosswind. I don't typically trim rudder because a lot of the time it's wind, and as your heading changes, it's just a hassle if you don't have your aircraft trimmed neutral. Started decreasing propeller RPM when I meant to put it back up. So let's get it back up. Okay, I need a little less nose trim. starting to pull up on them, so I'll use a little less engine and we'll turn on boosted mode. I need a lot less pitch trim now. We're probably flying into the wind. Oh shoot, we're coming up on these guys really fast, so let's pull up, throttle back to idle. And alright. Throttle back up. I'm not good at formation flying yet. It takes a lot of concentration for me to try to keep information with these guys, which then means I don't have any situational awareness. Trim is not good enough for me to take my hand off the stick yet. Alright, I'm gonna take a drink real quick. I fully expect at some point I'm gonna do that, to take a drink, and as soon as I'm done and I start looking back down, it's gonna be a friendly aircraft right in front of me and I'm gonna crash into it. All right, so some more hindsight for the last attempt at this mission and the crash landing. I really should have, with the poor condition the aircraft was in, I shouldn't have dropped the landing gear. I should have just gone for a belly landing, because that really killed me. So I lost a ton of airspeed when I put the landing gear down. And after Ixie mentioned just go fly the LA-5, I'm now really wanting to fly the LA-5. I love radial engine aircraft. I don't know what it is about them, but they always sound so beautiful to me, and that makes me really want to fly the LA-5 or the P-47D Thunderbolt, or also hopefully in the future at some point the devs for this will be able to make the Pacific fighting module that they want to make, but they don't have the information to make quite yet to the level of detail that they need. Because I love all the Pacific fighters on both sides. You know, the F4F Wildcat, F6F Hellcat, the F4U Corsair. I think the Corsair is probably one of my favorites. It just looks so beautiful with those gull wings it has. And then on the other side, the Army Type 0 and the Navy 0, those are both beautiful aircraft. I'm tempted to do some time skipping, but when I time skip, I lose all the you lose all the game audio, because otherwise it would play an obnoxious amount of tones. So I think I'm just gonna leave it as it is. The other option I have is I could try to go rogue, go solo again, and just try to pick off enemy stragglers. That didn't go too well last time, but maybe this time around I'll be a bit more cautious, not get too close to full enemy formations. But I really wanted to try to take out a few of those Ju-87s. We got something burning down there. Also down there. We're getting radio chatter from random other units. I don't exactly understand why we always get that radio chatter Did Soviet aircraft all operate on the same frequency or something? I wonder even where the radio controls are. These? Rated flight leader's there. Oh, he's turning, so let me make sure I've got enough space from the other guy. Throttle back a bit, try to stick with them. Really sucks being at these low altitudes though. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. Risk it for the biscuit, YOLO. Throttle up, drop the propeller RPM, climb a bit more. Maybe not above the clouds this time. Depends on how high we can get before we get to the AO. And I will use just a bit of time acceleration. I think maybe I can use 4x now. No, I don't think it's doing anything. There's up to 8x time acceleration in this game, but it only does what your processor can handle. So it looks like only 2x is actually working. Okay, so we've got some friendly aircraft in front of us. I'm rolling, so I gotta keep an eye on that while I'm in the map. Yeah, a whole mess of friendly aircraft. Got a contact down there. I think that's one of those friendly aircraft in front of us. Got some flak bursts, so those might be shooting at us. Got one enemy fighter. I'm going to drop back down to regular speed. We got 3 fighters, it looks like. I'm going to put our RPMs back up to max. Try to trim for some level flight. And that looks like maybe a furball down there. Maybe we can drop into that. Is that a twin engine aircraft? I think it is. So is that a BF-110 maybe? Yeah, that's a pair of BF-110s. Let's try to drop down on those. He's being attacked by an I-16, the infamous Rata. Alright, let's dive down on this BF-110. Or rather, the BF-110's attacking the Rata. We came in too much, and he pulled up into us. Let's try to get back into a good position. We'll pick any of these targets. I'm not too stuck on any of them. He's gonna pass right in front of us. Almost gonna hit him. Let's try to reverse and go after that guy because he's kind of separated from the group. See if we can actually catch up to him. Let's turn off boost mode because we're getting up pretty close on him anyway. Got a kilometer to go. I can't tell which way he's rolled. He is diving so fast. I'm gonna try to not follow him into this dive, try to create some space to the right. Because I can't maneuver at these high of speeds. And I was quickly approaching the velocity never exceed for this aircraft. God, so he's gonna force this into a low altitude turn fight. That's one of the things I kind of hate with these AI. They tend to just do that. And you know, if I was in a Yak, that would be great, but I'm not in a Yak, I'm in a MiG, so I don't have that great of low altitude turn performance. Let's turn on boosted mode, try to catch up to him. I think we're going to gain some speed on him here. Let's try to go for his left engine, and got a high angle shot. Let's try to go lag pursuit, pull, get a bit more space. Roll over, we can pull harder while we're pointing down. But he's diving again. He's going to be a tough one to catch. Try to make sure that no one's behind us. I don't see anyone. He's flying into the sun, so I can't even see my reticle. But we're going to catch up on him. And let's give him a good burst. We hit his tail. I'm going for his left engine. It looks like we got his left engine. In German aircraft, from what I've been told, I don't know how true it is. I think it's pretty good because I think Requiem said it in one of his videos. Requiem is a nice famous pilot from this game. Gives a lot of tutorials. But I think he said go for the left engine in German aircraft because it's the critical engine and it's harder to maneuver without the left engine. So hopefully he's going to go down now. BF-110 might be stubborn enough in general to not go down from that, so we can go after his right engine. Gonna turn hard into us. Why can that thing turn so well? Jesus. I think we're gonna get some high lead angle shots, so I'll take them. Nope, I can't get the nose down enough. We got another BF-110 here, so maybe I'll go bug him, try to steal a kill. He looks to be leaking from multiple places. These things pull so hard. Jesus. You can hear my pilot grunting from the G-forces. I can stay with him, but I can't get my guns on him. I think we're going to get a maneuver kill here. He is starting to go down a lot. Yep, maneuver kill. I call that pretty good. Let's slam our engine back to full, try to get some altitude. Maybe attack this other BF-110. Ju-87 is diving. Oh, let's break off and try to engage those Ju-87s maybe. They're going to be coming out of a dive, so they'll be going really fast though, so they might be really tough to catch. I hope that 110 isn't on me now. I can't read what their distance is behind that blue sky. I think it says 2 something. I'm gonna turn off that engine boost mode. Right, so we are gaining on them decently fast. And we got one lower. I think I will try to go after the high ones first, because then I'll have energy still to go after the low one. Let's keep an eye on where... Oh, we got somebody approaching us from back into the right. It's 109 F4, but he's low, so maybe we can ignore him. We'll pull into him a bit to make sure. And he is going after us, so we're going to have to pull hard into him and really... Oh, Jesus. Alright, let's try to get our canopy open while we can. And let's break off. Go full engine boosted mode. Try to dive down. My engine radiators are full, aren't they? Yeah, so let's get the engine radiator closed a bit more for some speed. So we're damaged. We're going to be out of the fight now. Let's just break off. There's no point trying to engage anymore with a damaged engine. There's something coming in above us. Oh, geez. You know, I'm trying to not use magical map radar too much, because I would like to eventually be good enough to play on servers where you don't have any of these markers. So I'm constantly pulling my hand off the throttle to hit the map button, but then hesitating about it. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be good for a landing. Clear. I'm going to probably just go for nearest airfield instead of our base airfield. I should be fine if I land there. Hope the game won't be stupid about it. And let's take a look at how our aircraft's doing. It's not doing nearly as bad as we were previously. We only got some holes on one side. Pilot isn't even hit. But we are leaking some oil onto our canopy, so it would be nice to get the aircraft down before that gets too bad and I can't see anything. So we're going to go for Matlevo. Sorry, I don't speak Russian, so I can't pronounce these that well. Alright, we see the airfield. I need to get myself into a landing configuration. We've got good enough engine power, so I'm not too worried this time about dropping the gear. Let's try dropping the landing gear. I don't think we're supposed to drop it above 300, but we'll do it anyway. I'm going to drop the flaps too. I'm not really supposed to, but I'd like to bleed off some speed, and we are kind of in an emergency situation. Alright, we're going to have to start trimming the aircraft to have a stable approach. Then our flaps are going to come down and we're going to have to trim again. You can see our windscreen getting darker and darker as we get more oil on it. We're going to have to keep an eye on our approach speed, get the engine revving back up a little bit. So we're dropping to 200 pretty quick. And I need to just keep adjusting that pitch trim. Landing lights on. I don't think my pilot's wounded this time. I didn't see any red flashes, or at least don't remember it. We'll come in for a nice landing. I'm going to try to glance for the windsock. I don't see it anywhere. It might be a bit further out. Because if we had a really extreme crosswind indicated with that, I was going to just try to break off, because I think our aircraft's in a good enough condition to do a go-around. But I'm not feeling too bad of a crosswind at the moment with the current flight configuration. I don't quite have enough experience to know that for sure. But I'm not using much rudder at all to keep this thing straight, so I think there's no crosswind. We'll just come in gently. Point landing configuration, and we're a little bit of roll, a little bit of a bounce, but I think it's a pretty good landing. Oh, we're gonna do ground loops. No. Okay. So we did a bit of ground loop, but we didn't lose our aileron this time. We'll just hope nobody in the control tower saw that. we will finish the mission. I don't know what happened with that BF-110. I'm gonna claim it because I did shoot it, and if it went down, maybe we'll get the claim for it. We'll go back to Pat Wilkerson's campaign generator. Actually, I'm gonna change something in OBS and see if I can't get this to work. All right, there we go. I switched from just display capture to window capture, so there's less risk of me dropping or minimizing this and then getting doxxed. Okay, so let's mission, combat report, continue with claims. I'm going to claim 1 victory for a BF-110. I think that's fair. Submit the report. Start the debrief. BF-110 was brought down, and it looks like that one made it back, so we're not going to get that claim. Claim denied, yep. So this is the one that we helped maneuver kill. I don't know where the heck that other one that we had started shooting at went, because the one that shot back at us and caused our engine damage, that one was leaking from the right engine, if I remember correctly. And the one that we shot was leaking from the left engine. We lost 3 planes. I don't think we've lost any pilots. We certainly are down pilots, though. Oh, I've got this window capture set up wrong. Sorry, let me fix that. Here we go. There. I added it and it was at the top of the layers for OBS. Okay. I think I'm gonna try just gonna stop doing some Pat Wilkersons at the moment, and I'm gonna do a pilot career. Just create a new one. I think was it? Is it Stalingrad? I think you can get the L15 or LA5. Yeah, so we can get the LA5. We will tick off every other aircraft. Although this might be really, really slow if we're flying these massive distances. So let's look at our options for airfields. We've got 27th. Let's give this a shot and see what happens. If it's going to generate us a mission that is super, super far away, then we'll say no. Oh, I'm dumb. I didn't transition. All right, let's look at. Oh, we got to hit next day before it will get us a mission. We were enforced by 2 LA-5s. Nice. I've been awarded the aviation badge. What did I do to get that? Also, I will go into options and I will do career speed as rapid because otherwise we get a ton of missions with nothing. Difficulty level, I'll leave easy. I will do dense frontline activity. That will hopefully be more exciting, probably too exciting. Oh, sorry, I have to go back and restart this campaign because I didn't set it up right. Will it let me adjust things, or I'm gonna have to delete it? I think I'm gonna have to delete it. No, it's loading. Yeah, I gotta delete it. Let's add it back because I wanted to be leading, so that way I can just assign myself out of missions I don't want to do. We don't have to tick all these boxes. We know the 27th Air Fighter Regiment. We're picking them and leading from the beginning. Oh, they added more things. I'm gonna be the veteran. All right, next day. New day begins. All right, clear weather, cloud level 500 meters. Yeah, so we got really low clouds in this mission. 1 meters per second wind speed. Got 2 more LA-5s. We got another pilot. I've been awarded something that it didn't say. Let's go options. Yeah, mission start in air. Difficulty level, easy, dense, and then rapid. Planning room. Escort attackers, and then ground support. I have a feeling these missions are going to really suck and be really boring. So this ground support mission is really close. All right, so I'm gonna. Oh, not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to see the pilot. I wanted to change the pilots. So let's see. We got Arsen Efremov. Uh, oh, I can just tick myself down, and I'm not the lead person anymore. Then we'll proceed. And it's gonna do the escort attackers mission. See what happens. So we got one pilot wounded. Doesn't look like anything else happened, and then we'll start this mission. It's gonna start me in the air. Let's do our aircraft setup. So we can't get our flat windscreen yet, which is a bit lame. We only have 340 rounds of ammo, so this is why I don't take this aircraft out too much, because 340 rounds is sometimes only one aircraft getting shot down. We'll go to custom, and I've got my Kotobuki skin for this aircraft. You can kind of see where I tried to get around the trying to blend everything together by just erasing it so I don't have straight lines of camouflage breaking through. So it doesn't look too great in certain areas, but in others it's pretty good. And I think the LA-5 is supposed to be a full aluminum skinned aircraft, but don't quote me on that. We will accept this, and we will start the mission. Put my joystick back on safe. Got auto level on to keep us from flailing around wildly. I'll turn that off. I need to check my radiators on this, because default, when you pop out of autopilot, never has it set right. Inlet cowl shutters need to be at 100%. Oil radiator, let's leave that at 20. And then outlet cowl shutters need to be at minimum. The outlet cowls, you can kind of see it there. When they're at 0, they're a little flush with the airframe, but they still let air out. And the way you got to fly this aircraft is to keep the engine heat down. If you're using a lot of throttle, you just have to use a lot of mixture. And we also have a engine boost that we engage with a switch this time. But we have to watch our temps very carefully if we're not using 100% mixture. So I'm taking this aircraft out with a whole fuel load, because we're going to probably burn through a lot of fuel while dogfighting in it. Another thing I really do like about this aircraft, I'm going to have to boost mode to catch up with these guys. Oh, my propeller RPM was down at 60%, so no wonder I'm not catching up. But we'll boost and we'll catch up pretty soon, hopefully. Another thing I do like with this aircraft is the very good visibility that you get. Let's take a look at it from the outside. So it is a Razorback aircraft, so you don't have rearward visibility that's too good. But, you know, that's true of most Soviet aircraft in this game. But you've got a very good canopy view. The pilot's head is put up pretty high. And because of that, while you've got these pillars that block your direct sideways view, you can just duck down really quick and you can see very easily. And it means that my normal head position is also in the position of this gun sight, whereas normally I move my pilot head position up a little bit, so that way I can get some better visibility, but the cost is I have to hunch over and look forward to get behind the gun sight. Oh, and then this aircraft is very, very snappy with its rolls, and it retains this snappy roll capability at virtually all airspeeds. Some things that we don't have from the MiG-3 is we don't have that pitch and roll indicator like we had with the kind of artificial horizon in the aircraft. We also don't have a vertical speed indicator, or do we? Oh no, we do. So we do have a vertical speed indicator. I think the lags don't have that, but it's been a while since I've flown a lag, so don't quote me on that. And then the instrument panel on this is just very simple. There's not a ton of gauges. When I first dropped into a BF-109 to fly it, there were so many gauges. I was very daunted by the number of gauges that they had, but most of those are just things the pilot doesn't actually have to care about. And then they've got really convenient indicators, like gun ammo indicators. Alright, so our flight lead is telling us there is enemy fighters over there. You can see them as the blue dots on that map. He's highlighting them for us to engage. Some of our allies are pulling up for more altitude, so let's try to join them. I will drop the propeller RPM a bit to try to climb better. Oh, another advantage that this aircraft has is you can kind of see him at the front edge towards the edge of the wing. There are these panels on the leading edge of the wing. Those are slats. When you start to get close to your stall speed, the slats will come out and provide some additional lift and will give you a bit more margin between starting to stall and dropping violently into a stall. The stall characteristics of this aircraft are also really gentle. You pretty much take your hands off the control and it will recover from a stall by itself. Alright, we've got a trio of Ju-87s. I'm going to try to take these out and ignore the ignore the 109s. I think my allies will take care of them for me. And as a good pilot to the motherland, I must protect our ground troops. Oh shit, he's right in front of me. I gotta dodge to get out of the way. And he picked the same target as me, so I gotta break off to someone else. Damn you. Going after my kills. Alright, so they scattered, so they're going to be harder to all take down, so I'm probably only going to get one. We'll try to go after this guy. We are within guns convergence almost. Not that it matters too much with this aircraft. We'll give him a nice, healthy burst. Hit his wing because I'm not too good at aiming. We're at like a really high angle off. I'm pulling a bit too hard. Let's add some more throttle. He's leaking from both wings. We can pull up a little harder because we're down, but now we have to let off that. We could be a little cheesy and try some flaps to give us some better turning, but that's kind of War Thunder level crap. He's a little bit out of our guns convergent range, but we might still be able to get a shot on him. Got another good hit on him. He's leaking a lot more. Oh shit, that was close. I think he's gonna go down, so I'll leave him alone. He's just diving straight down. Yep, there we go. And let's try to find us another target. We got one over here. That's something else that's really nice with this aircraft. I don't know why it is, or if it's just like the mission generation, but whenever I fly out in this, it feels like flying higher is a lot more natural to the aircraft, even though the MiG is supposed to fly high. Alright, this G2 sees us and he's engaging. He's going to go for a shot, so let's try to pull into him to make his shot harder. I think I'm just going to disengage, because if he's on my tail, I don't really want to try to... well, he's not going to be on my tail yet. But if he's trying to dogfight, I don't think I'm going to win a turn fight. Let's turn our engine boost off, because we only have like 10 minutes of engine boost in this aircraft. But we'll recover it because of our stupid timer systems. We're pitching up a little bit, so let's trim our aircraft out. And it really sucks I can't see behind myself, so you have to turn to see behind yourself with this aircraft. I wish I had a mirror. Mirrors would have been, a mirror would be really nice. Okay, we got a 109 G2 that's closing in on this fur bar that we were heading towards, so let's get on his tail. Try to stop him from getting involved. I think he sees us, so he's pulling to try to make our shots harder. He's got a really high angle. Oh, it's closing though, because he might not have seen us. He took some hits from our friendly aircraft. We're gonna try to come in. Looks like he's still got maneuverability. For a second, it looked like he was starting to fall. Let's turn our engine boost on so we can catch up a bit faster. Oh, and I forgot to switch my propeller RPM back to full. Actually, he looks like he's doing pretty poorly right now, but we'll chase after him. He's in a straight dive, so I'm just going to pull out of this and not follow him because he might just be actually crashing now. The BF-109s have a tendency to be able to pull out of dives a lot better, so sometimes they do that. I'm not brave enough to chase them. We were pulling a really fairly hard turn for that. We'll try to come up on this 109 again. I don't know if we'll actually catch up to him. I think we are gaining on him, so we might get another shot at him. But we got 2 allies over there. Please get your text off my screen, sir. We got 2 allies coming after him, but he's coming in at a really high angle. We kind of almost hit another ally there because we're just dicking around in a furball. Alright, I think those, MiG-3s probably got him, so I'm just going to leave him to them because I don't feel like trying to crash into things. I'll look around for another target. I don't see anything. There's a pair of I-16s, or 4 I-16s bullying this 109. It's pretty funny. They're having a hard time keeping up with him, though. Maybe we will swoop in and try to steal some glory for ourselves. Oh, wrong fire button. I've got multiple fire buttons on my joystick. One is a big red one for shooting, and then I've got a trigger. Should have used the trigger, but I hit the big red one. I thought that maybe the guns were bound to that for some reason. But that's the secondary guns, and I've only got 1 pair of guns on this aircraft. Speed is too low. Let's try to get our speed back up. Our engine is overheating. Let's turn off boost. Our mixture is at full. Our water radiator is too hot, maybe? We're going to have to open the outlet cowl shutters to get that down. This aircraft is really not meant to be doing any low-speed maneuvering or low-altitude maneuvering. It has a high tendency to overheat from that. So we'll turn off the boost. We're going to just break off from this fight because there's more than enough aircraft bullying that 109. I kind of feel bad for him, man. It's 3-on-1. Can't escape. He's now leaking something. He's going to go down now, isn't he? Oh, he's still putting up a fight. Let's do a turn. And we can't see any of that anymore. We got flak up ahead. Let's check our magical radar. We got an enemy aircraft directly in front of us somewhere. It might be that guy. Looks like it's probably that guy. Sir, what aircraft are you? Probably another 109. He sees us, so he's coming straight in. Yep, BF-109F4. Let's dive down a bit and try to dodge his shots, and then we'll pull over. I nudged my yaw trimmer by accident there. Let's take a look at our engine temps. Our engine temps are dropping just a little bit. The inlet cowl shutters are fine. Let's open the oil radiator a bit more, see if that helps with anything. Our oil temp should be that red gauge at the bottom right, and it looks like it's fine. Alright, Mr. 109F4. Please don't make this harder than it has to be. He's pulling really hard. I'm going to switch to lag pursuit, try to create a bit more space, then I'm gonna roll down towards him. And this aircraft is a dream to fly. So he's diving a lot. I'm gonna stick with him in this dive because he's already pulling out. Let's try to keep up with him. We're gaining speed on him too. But he is pulling really hard. We'll give a burst. I don't know if that was anywhere close. Looks like it wasn't. Gonna throttle down a bit. Oh god, don't hit him. Okay, that was a close one. Where did he go? Where did he go? Where did he go? Cheeky bastard. Get back here. Yeah, so this is part of the issue of my lack of skill for air combat. I don't really know the best things to do when they're just pulling hard like that. I had a good gunshot and I missed it. Pulling really hard. Let's give myself a little bit of combat flaps. Just cheese it. We're just locked in a turn fight. This is one of the disadvantages of the AI. They tend to do this. Let's retract the flaps. He's trying to run. Catch up with him again. Our engine's still doing hot. Got distracted by the engine temps. Now he's pulling up. Going up into the sun. Now he is... What the heck is he doing? He's just flying inverted. Let's try to make an angle off call and shoot. We shot too high. He's pulling off again. We'll try to pull up to him. I think we can go for a high lead angle shot. I think we hit him that time. We did. So that took more ammo because high lead angle shots, they're really hard to make. My chart only goes up to 30-degree angle off. And that was like a 50, or no, that was like a 90-degree angle off. But with any luck, he'll go down. Engine temps are way too hot. I think I'm gonna have to disengage from this fight. So let me turn off engine boost and try to gain some more speed. Or just throttle down. Yeah, he's breaking off, so I'm just gonna have to leave him be. Oh god. Engine failure. That's... Oh no. Alright. Feather the propeller. Can I? Nope, I can't. Alright, we're gonna try to glide in for a landing then. That's what happens when you run your engine too hard. Let's shut the outlet cowl shutting. I think I'm just going to try to turn in, and I'm just going to go for a direct landing. I'm not going to drop the landing gear because we don't have a lot of speed. I'm also not going to use flaps, so I'm just going to come across the runway. I'm not going to try to land on the runway this time. We will just hold gentle. Let me get the trimming sorted out, because I'm pulling on the stick really hard. Let's pull up a little harder, try to maintain our altitude above these trees. We gained a little bit of speed. Let me open the canopy so I can get out of the aircraft once I'm down. We'll pull up, slow down. Hopefully I will slide across the runway. All right, looks like I didn't even get to the runway, so that I'm not occupying it. Landing successful, totally. All right. All right, so we maybe got an enemy aircraft. We'll see. The debrief will tell us. I think this clearly means I need some more time flying in this aircraft. It was overheating, and I know it has some oddities to it. All right, so let's look at our debrief. So uh, we've got another pilot wounded. No, that's the same pilot that was wounded. We've got 2 killed in action, unfortunately. Let's go to the next day. I'm gonna take a drink. All right, new day is loading. Okay, so let's pay. Definitely need to be paying attention to these weather briefings. Yeah, I can't speak ever. Need to be paying attention to these weather briefings. We've got 1400-meter cloud level. Temperature doesn't matter too much, but it's kind of fall, spring, summerish temperatures. Wind 5 meters per second, so that's a fairly significant crosswind to be considering. And planning room, come on, load. So they've got a bombing mission. I'm going to skip that, and I'll just let the AI handle it. I don't feel like taking my beautiful fighter aircraft and trying to bomb things with it. Enemy planes have been spotted crossing our front line, so we've got an intercept bombers. Yeah, let's go for it. Oh, I did not want to look at the pilot. I wanted to assign him to be the lead. Yeah, I'm cheesing this a bit with being the leader because I don't want to fly every mission. I want to be able to opt out of some missions, and at the same time, I don't really want to lead the squadron all the time because, as I've seen in the last couple missions we've run, the squadron mates will just kind of fly off and do their own thing if you don't give them orders. And I'm not quite good enough to fly and give orders at the same time. Well, that and fly, give orders, and talk on stream at the same time. It's kind of a lot to do. We don't get anything. We could get a radio loop compass, but I don't care about that at the moment since we are playing easy mode-ness. We got plenty of fuel, plenty of everything set up. Oh, this is going to be a long mission, isn't it? But we could turn autopilot on for part of it and time accelerate to skip to the bombers. But let's get our aircraft configured before we start that. Our engine mixture down. Autopilot was Control A or Shift A. There we go. We'll let autopilot handle some of this while we time accelerate. Yeah, so we started up here. Okay, this might actually be a pretty quick mission then, because we're right on the approach to the enemy territory. So I'm going to turn time acceleration off, and thank you, game, for setting our route through a cloud. I can't see a thing. I don't know what orientation I'm in either. I'm gonna dive down a bit. Okay, now we're out of the cloud. Let me get my throttle back up. Prop RPMs back up. I'm gonna loosely stick with the formation because I suck at formation flying. I see we've got 5 viewers, so we've gotten up a couple viewers, and I'm just going to say for anybody who's lurking, first off, thanks for lurking. Second off, I'm not particularly great at this, so I'll be talking about what I'm doing and what I think I'm doing, but that doesn't mean it's the right thing to do or even what I'm actually doing. So just be warned. And they are really getting ahead of me. So I need to go full fuel mixture probably to get more engine power and catch up. I'm gonna keep an eye on my engine temps. I think they're still climbing. Just weird. I haven't flown this aircraft in a while, and last time I flew it, the standard procedure to oh, oil radiator isn't open. The standard procedure to keep the engine temps down was to just leave the inlet cowl shutters open and then leave the outlet cowl shutter closed. I wonder if that got patched since the last time I was flying this seriously. But I'm gonna have to really open those outlet cowl shutters to keep the engine temps down, which is gonna cost me a lot of speed. I'm gonna have to hit my engine boost to catch up to these guys. I swear they're flying all on engine boost all the time. And let me just check the aircraft configuration to make sure there's nothing weird. No, it looks good. We'll go back. Let me trim out to get the aircraft flying straight. Alright, I think I am starting to gain on them, so I will turn off my engine boost. I should hopefully still catch up with them. And there we see the bombers and their fighter escort high above them. I'm going to try to do my standard take out the bombers, stay on the escorts. Hopefully my wingmen will all handle the escorts for me, but who knows. I don't know why these guys aren't. I guess they're just a little slow and breaking off. That is a bunch of bombers. I wonder if they are HE-111s. I think they are. Let me check. Side profile view. Yeah, those look like HE-111s. Yeah, you don't see the landing gear underneath them, so they're not JU-87s. Or I guess they could be JU-88s. Those look a little similar. No, I think they're HE-111s based off the profile. It'll let me know when I get closer, and we'll see if I'm right or wrong. Check my guns; they're armed. That happens on my control stick. Yep, HE-111s. Attacking them is going to be really difficult. I am not good at attacking bombers, even though it's primarily what I do in these campaigns. But let's hit boosted mode, and we will try to get into this bomber formation. I really should pay more attention to the blind spots for the gunners on the HE-111 and other German aircraft, but I don't know those. So I'm going to try to come in a bit low and to the side. Those three are breaking off. I could go after them, but I think we want to cause more of them to break off. As a good Soviet pilot, we have to defend our infantry. Alright, so we can probably start taking a gunshot at this guy. Too high. Got an engine. Good. Let's try to not get hit by his bombs. We'll pull up, and I think we can try to go for this guy above us. Oh, I hit my trigger a bit too early. I am not exactly flying as trying to contort the aircraft right now to get me a decent shot on this guy. We will dive. I'm even hitting controls wrong to, I'm used to Star Citizen at the moment. I was hitting my left pedal, which I have as thrust down in Star Citizen. Let's turn off that boost for a minute. Check the engine temps. Engine temps don't look too bad. Still a little hotter than I'd like. I think we'll take a high lead angle shot on one of these, or no, this is a tail shot. Oh, they're coming across their formation, and oh, that was a close one. But we'll take out this guy maybe. I don't know how much ammo we have left, but we'll see if we can hit another bomber engine. We hit his tail, I think. A bit on his body. He's leaking fuel. I think that was a hit to the engine. Just a bit more to make sure. And let's dive. We took a hit. I don't think it... we're leaking oil. I'll go after this guy, give him the last of my ammo, and then I'm going to break off. Before our engine starts dying too much. We're just going to take some far pot shots at this bomber. We will absolutely make sure he goes down, and our guns are out of ammo, so let's break off. I'm going to do a right turn. Oh, he just hit our fuel tank. We'll fly back to base with that nice hole in our cockpit. This is why I always come back shot up, because I'm always trying to do a bit more than I really should be trying to do. We got a nice coolant leak, I think. So we'll have to watch our engine temperatures and hope that our engine doesn't have trouble on the way back. Oil temps still look good. Oh, we got a fighter on our tail that I didn't notice. We are gaining on him, so let's just go boosted mode. We'll hope our engine holds out. Our crew chief's gonna hate us for destroying these engines in this aircraft. I might be having a really bad day though, if this guy doesn't decide to leave me alone. Let's open our canopy and maybe we can get a sight on him. Yeah, we're 1.9 kilometers away. Need to trim my aircraft down a bit because it's pulling up, and I wanna be in a gentle dive. I'm trying to do to what this BO9. I'm trying to do to this BF-109 what BF-109s try to do to us all the time, which is they just give a gradual dive, and then the aircraft can't catch up. There are some enemy aircraft in front of me. I really hope they're not fighters, because if they are fighters, I'm going to have a really bad day. And I don't see any operational, well, friendly airfields aren't exactly noted on this map too well. I could probably just try to land at one of these. I think I will veer off and I'll see if their anti-air is up and running, because maybe they'll tag this BF-109 on my tail. I'm going to turn off boost because I've created some space, but I want to make sure my engine lasts until I get to an airfield. Let's take a look down here. I don't think I see any AA emplacements. This might be an unoccupied airfield, although there is an aircraft there. Let's get vectored back onto our airfield. Yeah, it's really hard to see anything behind you with this. Makes me really miss the MiG. Let me center my head tracking real quick because it's drifting. Now we're up a little bit higher. Engine temps are slowly dropping. We can probably close the outlet cowl shutters just a smidge. Maybe that'll give us a few more kilometers per hour. Our oil leak is starting to cover up our canopy, which is going to make landing a pain. Got a friendly fighter coming in on that 109. It might just be me, but I think I'm hearing a jitter in the RPM, which I think, yeah, we can kind of see a jitter in the RPM, so the engine might not hold off quite as long as I think, or at least as long as I'm hoping. That 109 is getting really close to me. I think he is gaining on me now, so let's put the engine boost back on and see if we can't get away from him. This is going to be a nervous 30-kilometer flight. Oh, it looks like he's breaking off. Okay, so since he broke off, we can turn off that engine boost, and maybe our engine will last a little longer. I'm going to gain a bit of altitude. Let's drop our propeller RPM as well to match our climb. I think I'm going to go up to about 500 meters and then level off. This thing also trims really well, or actually maybe it's just because we're in a campaign and we don't have much turbulence going on. Alright, so this is our airfield, so we're going to come in and then do a left turn to the airfield. So it's pointing me straight at the airfield. I'm going to want to bank to the right to have some space so I can actually turn towards the airfield and land properly. I'm starting to really not be able to see anything with this windshield getting covered by oil. Need some windshield wipers in this aircraft. I guess we do have a slight crosswind, which is why I'm rolling a bit in this aircraft. But I do have a bit of roll trim that I can apply. Just something that the MiG doesn't have and is really nice. Okay, at this point I really can't see much at all, so I'm going to have to try to rely on looking out the cockpit myself. Okay, we're coming up, so I need to really slow down. I'm going to be coming in way too fast if I don't slow down. You can see our airfield there. And then let's drop our landing gear. We're a bit too fast for it, but we're just going to do it anyway. And we can drop our flaps. And it is very nice that in this game, Tech Chat will tell you your ideal landing bits. Normally I have a sheet up on my other monitor telling me what I need for approach speeds and whatnot, but fortunately I don't have the monitor space for that. I've got OBS up on my other monitor. We're starting to roll a lot more, so I'm going to apply a bit more roll trim. Use throttle a bit, try to stay about the 210 mark. Hopefully we're not leaking enough oil that'll splatter my goggles. Our landing lights on. And let's get our aircraft trimmed for landing. I gotta throttle back a bit more because we're diving, so we're picking up speed. We've got a bit of a wind off of our right. That or my aircraft is just handling weird. Alright, I think we're lined up fairly decent on center. Try to throttle down a bit more. Trim our aircraft to compensate. And we'll come in for that landing. Flare, try to bring our vertical speed down. Drop the throttle to idle. We're not on the center line. Oh, we came in too steep. Oops. Oh no, we're gonna do ground loops. Shit. That's what I get for not landing quite right. But anyway, any landing you can walk away from, right? All right. I think I'm gonna call the stream there. Been streaming for about 2.5 hours. I think I might stream something else later tonight. I don't know what. Might be Halo, might be more flight sims, either Star Citizen or IL-2. Or maybe I'll play more Mech Warrior 4 Vengeance. I'm not sure if I'm going to play that this weekend or if I'm going to save that for next week. But thanks everybody for watching. I will see you on the next stream. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm going to try to raid someone. So I'm going to raid channel. Karumi, another VTuber, is playing marbles on stream right now. She's doing a 24-hour charity stream, so I'm going to raid her. And there goes the raid.